the radiator doesn't fit. The 75 front end, let's see, the 75 front end, probably this is a better angle. From here to here, in between the radiator, is not the same distance compared to the 82. The 82 is narrower. I'm gonna try to articulate this as best I can, but it's just stuff that you're going to run into if you're doing swaps like this. Basically, the radiator doesn't fit. The 75 front end, let's see, the 75 front end, probably this is a better angle. From here to here, in between the radiator, is not the same distance compared to the 82. The 82 is narrower, and it's because this bracket right here, you see this little L bracket, it goes to the motor mount, then comes all the way up. This guy on the 75 is this size. The 82, it's basically double thick. It's double this way. So it sticks out more over here. And this isn't bolted to your core support, it is welded to the front. So it's, I mean, I could have chopped and welded the other one on, but realistically, I guess I probably should have used the inner fender and this whole part, or the core support of the 82, and put it back on and just hung maybe these outer fenders and the front clip of the 75, because then my battery would have also fit. I had this bracket actually hitting my radiator alternator, so I had to pull this back so that it clears. And my battery tray does not fit in here off of the 82. That I just probably should have been the first red flag, but I figured no big deal, it happens, whatever. I was going to cut some holes, drill some stuff, weld some stuff, and just make it fit in there. I didn't think it'd be an issue. But now then I ran into the radiator, it just hangs freely. There's a couple inch gap on either side, but really to line up with the hoses, it should be all the way over here, because the 82 has the same bracket distance over here, and it just doesn't reach over here, which is an easy fix. I could have done, like I told you, cut that bracket off or use the inner fender from this, but I just figured I'm gonna get a big plate of sheet steel, or I'm gonna use aluminum since I have it, and I'm gonna basically bridge the gap between the radiator, and I'll show you that. But I figured that out when I was looking at this AC stuff. So I'm going to end up continuing to use the condenser from the 75 because it fits in this gap. The 82, it's too narrow. It doesn't fit in between these supports. So I'm just gonna use the 75. All of the hoses, they line up. They match up essentially with the compressor and everything. This is a hose from the 75. My accumulator back underneath the dash, that hose, obviously it bolts right up to the AC compressor like it always did, because these both came off the 82. But this line came from the 75, and it's gonna go down and go into my receiver dryer, and then that'll plug right into the 75 condenser. Essentially, and I think all the fittings would have worked. I actually don't think they changed the fittings or the condenser style. Like, it's pretty similar. It's got this S bend here that goes to your dryer. It's got this bend here that goes up to the S bend that goes to the dryer. And then it's got this thing on the top here, and it probably would have been the exact same deal here on the 70 or on the 82, but somebody cut off and soldered on this different bone here, that plug, and then they used this different line. This thing is gigantic. I don't know what they got it off of. I don't know if it was custom made, but that fitting is the only one that doesn't match up with my 75 condenser. So for me, I figured it was easier just to use the 75 stuff and use my 175 or the couple 75 lines. The line coming off the other end of the receiver dryer will thread right into this stock line coming off of the 82, so that's not an issue. The 82 line's just a little bit longer because it used to go all the way to the dryer. So maybe I should actually see if it wants to fit on that instead. But, and then I'll just get a plate for the radiator, so I'll show you that. I'm making a plate right now. Making a dinner plate, because this Jeep is about to eat. Probably eat shit. But I just had this chunk of aluminum, so that's what I was using. And got my holes marked. Hee hee. Shine it first. Better angle for you, maybe. Now on this, I know they should be the same distance apart, the holes, just because of, I'm just extending it over directly, so before I drill my next hole, got about 8.5, a little over 8.5. Oh shit. Oh wait, never mind, because the back of the radiator wasn't, there was multiple hole options. So. Groovy. Here's where we get to find out that I drilled the holes wrong. Now I had to get 2 of these little sheet metal clips from my parts Jeep, the 82. And I'm just going to slide those over the back of the radiator. I guess I really should have done that before. Not a lot of space. Which one I did, but it doesn't really matter because it's going to fall down anyway. Oh, that one holds itself. Piss. One on the bottom. It's a little stretched. I lost it. Oh man. The top one. Now I just got to, well, I try to show you, but there's the plate. It just extends my bracket over to hold the radiator. And here's the Genius on this side. There's the plate, and there's the factory sheet metal clips are over there. And then I stuck some through the radiator, and it should hold it in there perfectly. Now I gotta slip the one in the bottom because it just doesn't hold itself. Mark these connections. I wrote A on this one, and then I wrote A on here.
You bit off a little more than you could chew, and you think about the things she's going to put you through. Come a little while, then it got bad. Maybe crazy up, that she's crazy in the head. Used to be the victim, now she victimized. Used to get her heart broken and now she terrorized. Left no words unspoken, there's revenge in her eyes. When she tore your heart out, she don't wait for no replies. Why suffering some other players came?
Running out of steam here, but I just hooked up the battery. I want to see if it starts. I want to see if it really just has spark. Oh, I forgot a heater core line. Yeah, the heater hose lines. Let's at least stick them in the ballpark of where they're supposed to go. Sure that leaks anyways. So we'll leave that there and we'll forget to ever attach it so that it blows up on the road. I want to see if it has any spark. Because I'm kind of putzing around, not really doing a ton here because I want to loom up this wiring harness. So ooh. That's a lot. I want to loom up the wiring harness, so I don't really want to put the hood on or do a number of other things. Let's see what we got, see if it's coughing at all. Perfect. Wasn't supposed to start up, but I don't think it hurt anybody. Now let's see. I'm curious what we've got for, I know we have headlights, but I'm curious if we have any tail lights. I couldn't really hook up any of the wiring harness back there. Now, because the thing is off. Yeah, this bulb might be out. It wasn't working before. But we've got, oh, that marker light I think is out. But otherwise, everything looks good there. Oh, we got a marker light, neat. I don't think, uh-oh, oh yeah, it smells like exhaust. I don't think anything is gonna work back here, honestly, because the wiring harness, oh man, it's just, yeah, right by the exhaust. Because I don't have it hooked up. The one from the 75 had a way different connector on it. So I couldn't plug it into anything. I have to go back to my parts Jeep and wonder. Yeah, these ain't gonna. I'm just getting the illuminated thing on the dash. But I think it's because the back wires are not hooked up at all. I don't think any of the blinkers, the turn signals are working. I feel like this stuff should be flashing, but I'm not positive on these things. So we'll have to sort that out. I'd say that is a success for now.